Hello and welcome back to the Gear Shed, guys. Today I've got another little cool LED torch review for you. Today we're looking at the Polymath products omnitorch. This is the little cob light. This is like an little area light. It's quite a funky little machine. Now if you've seen my other review of their Polymath's atom light, I'm quite taken by this little light. This is a little 6-gram LED light. It's probably the smallest one in the world, I would think. Runs on little watch batteries. These are really handy. I've got one of those. I sort of carry one of these around my neck. Doesn't put out a massive amount of light, but it's definitely enough to light your way in the dark and find a keyhole and that kind of thing. It will light up a reasonable amount, but it's not going to be very throwy. Now, unfortunately, I thought I'd grab some more of these, and Polymath has actually stopped making this model. They're currently in the process of redesigning it I'm not sure, to make it a little bit more reliable. I think they were saying they're having a few issues with batteries, so I'm looking forward to a new version of this. But in the meantime, I purchased these. Now these little omni torches are quite clever actually. They come packs of two, £12.99 for two of them. They run on these little coin cells, CR2032s, and put out about 60 lumens. What's interesting about them is main body's made of alloy, aluminum, and the top here I think is like a plastic material. But basically every side apart from the one which is branded has a different type of mounting system. So at the top here you've got your obviously your carabiner clip that you can click onto, hang from say the middle of your tent, that kind of thing. Little click switches underneath there. So on one side we have the fluffy part of the Velcro. The other side we have the hooky part of the Velcro. So basically you can make them up together like that. You can stick them to anything with the corresponding part of Velcro you've got. So jackets, packs, vests, that kind of thing. Any of these sort of, if you've got any of the mole patches, that kind of thing, you could do that. And then there's also on the other side here is a neodymium magnet there, so you can stick it to anything metal. So I was popping it on I was mucking around with it yesterday and putting it on the fridge, that kind of thing. So stick to a car. It will definitely, if the surface isn't too slidey, it will definitely stick quite well. It holds its own weight, not a problem. So what's cool about it, this is a cob light. So this is very much a flood light. You turn it on with, make sure we can see that in there. There's a little switch underneath the carabiner clip, little rubber switch. And that's just on off. So one mode, and it's quite a decent light. It says 60 lumens. It's definitely enough to see what you're doing with. And because it's a cob, it just has there's no hot spots or holes, anything like that. What's also interesting with this one is the LED in it is a lot warmer tint. So this little atom light here was quite a white, bluey, sort of alien light color. So it was all right. I mean, for its purpose, it's fine, but it's just a little bit, the tint is a little bit different. This is a little bit warmer. So it does bring out colors a little bit better, which is quite nice as well. Now, weight-wise, I pop mine on the scales, and it comes at 43 grams with the batteries. So it's not super light. It's obviously not as light as 6 grams for the atom, but it's definitely respectable. It's quite a heavy-duty construction. What I don't know is whether it's got much in the way of a waterproof rating. Can't see any O-rings on the top, but I think given what it's designed for, you're not going to be sticking out in the rain, that sort of stuff. But runtime wise, so because we're running these little coin cell batteries, these are pretty readily available here over in the UK, like in almost supermarkets. And I have seen them around the world quite easily accessible. So they're okay price-wise, they're relatively cheap. And we're looking basically, Polymath says that they will run sort of 8 to 10 hours. Now, judging by the way it's put together, I don't think it's regulated. So basically, you would have heard me talking maybe before about regulated torches. So what it'll do is that 60 lumens, as soon as you turn it on, that 60 lumens is reliant on how much voltage your little batteries can give you. So as that voltage starts to drop, also the brightness of the torch will drop. So because being unregulated, it's like what they call linear drive, so it just basically uses the voltage of the batteries to maintain the brightness. As that voltage drops, you will get a dimmer and dimmer light. Now, if you had it regulated, what it would mean is there's a little bit of a circuitry in there that actually maintains the brightness for as long as it can, and then it'll drop down. So instead of having a curve like that, when it turns on, it gets progressively dimmer. It will come across and be a lot flatter, but then drop sharply with the regulated torch. So, but with this sort of product, this isn't going to be the everyday driver. It's not something you're going to be putting in your pocket and having it solely as your only light source. This is kind of a little backup. It's quite cool in the fact that you can sort of stick it anywhere and forget about it. And these little coin cells too, they do tend to last quite a long time in storage. So that's quite cool as well. Yeah, it's quite a cool little product. Kind of like one of the cool things about Polymath too is when you're buying stuff, they usually give you multiples of them. I think for price wise, yeah, you're looking £12.99 for two, so that's definitely a bargain. They also come with these two little Velcro straps, so if you don't have anything with Velcro available, you can obviously stick this around handlebars and that kind of thing. I would think, yeah, trying to put it on your bike and use it as a standalone bike torch would be maybe a little bit hit and miss, I think, because the Velcro is pretty strong, but you know, if you want to come over a decent pothole or something like that, you probably lose it off there. But it would suffice a sort of an emergency thing as well. All right, so quite a cool little torch. Great sort of thing to have in your EDC, perhaps. Hanging around the house when you have a power cut, that kind of thing. One in your car, because it's quite handy if you need to change a tyre or do any maintenance on the side of the road. You can stick that to your car body and that will light up, quite happily light up an engine bay for you to have enough light to get your job done. Alrighty, so that is the Polymath omnitorch. Now I'm going to be using this as a bit of a tent light. See how that goes. And also sprinkled around the house, I think, for little bits and pieces. Alright, so yeah, thank you very much. So as per usual, comments in the comments box. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time with more reviews. Thanks so much, guys, and see you later.